To be honest, this kind of surprised me last week when I found out that Big Mouth Season 4 was coming out that following Friday. And it's so weird because 2020 has been such a crazy year that I forgot totally that Big Mouth was supposed to come out every year until 2022. So yeah, Big Mouth Season 4. Hey everyone, my name is SW Nation and welcome back to a brand new review here on the channel. If you don't know what Big Mouth is, it is a Netflix original coming of age adult animated sitcom created by the Family Guy writer Andrew Goldberg and Nick Kroll, and the series centers around teenagers based on the lives of Kroll and Goldberg's upbringing in suburban New York. The show itself also explores puberty and embracing a frankness about the human body and sex. And let me tell you, this show is pretty good, so please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion, and you are free to comment down below what do you think of Big Mouth as a series, and what did you think of Big Mouth Season 4 as a whole. Like, comment, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into my review.
Alright, now that school's asleep, I'm lifeguard Coach Steve, which is why my pepperoni nipples are so cooked. They're curling at the edges and filled with oil.
Welcome back, bitches!
Big Mouth Season 4 wasn't on my radar at all, and I didn't even see the trailer yet, but I gotta say, I have pretty nice things to say about this season. So without further ado, let's get right into the good. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that the season continues to dive into the weird and challenging aspects of growing up, as well as puberty. Every season has this certain style of storytelling and a certain theme that conveys what the characters are going through. Also, thinking. The season's theme this year is anxiety, and as they are going through 8th grade and the notions of adjusting to that new change, I can personally relate. That's something this show does great and perfectly well. Obviously, there are hormone monsters and anxiety mosquitoes running around, and also this one kid just dives into a toilet where his sperm cells are talking to him, and there's penises playing basketball. But in the end, everything that the kids go through is perfectly relatable and well written. The characters' arcs themselves are great. Missy and Jesse go through changes along with Andrew and Nick rekindling their relationships from that big fallout of season 3. We also have a little bit more character to Matthew's gay character. They also introduce a new character who is transgender, which is introducing new ideas to this show, which is something that I also really like. This season, as well as the show, has grown into something that has passed the masturbation jokes and the constant reminders that this is not a kid's show. The animation is still a little bit freakish with the big heads and the glossy eyes, but the jokes are still pretty raunchy, and the writing has gotten much character devoted. Going back to what I said about how the show has grown into something past the masturbation jokes and the constant reminders that it's not a kid's show, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. With that being said, let's move on into the mix. And the mixed thing that comes to mind here is that by making this show more character devoted, they kind of lose the elements that made me fall in love with the show to begin with. With the, raunchy humor and just the all-around comedy and the weirdness of just going through puberty, this one seems a little bit more serious in tone, and that they were trying to take a more serious path, which I have no problem with. But at the same time, there is a little bit of me that's saying that this is kind of like a departure from what we started off with. But yep, like I said, it's inside of the mix, and with that, let's move right into the bad. And the bad thing that comes to mind here is that it's just not as funny or original as it was. The first 2 seasons were great because they had a funny and clever way of displaying what puberty was to us in those moments. This season has more character and smarter writing, but it's not as clever and hilarious as it used to be. An example, hormone monster Maurice, he's not as prominent inside of this season. It's more focused on the hormone monstress and Tito, the anxiety mosquito, a new character. And like I said before, it's more character devoted, so we get more screen time of the characters and diving deep inside of their anxiety and their issues going through 8th grade, as well as still going through those puberty stages. But like I said, it's just not as funny or original. There's not as many funny jokes in here or laugh out loud moments as there were in the first 2 seasons, like I said, mainly because they're trying to go down a more deeper path of storytelling while also trying to be this raunchy comedy. And at the same time, I just don't know if I would find myself rewatching this season because it wasn't as funny or original as the first 2 seasons were. In conclusion, Big Mouth Season 4 is a relatable, enjoyable, and smart season for the show Big Mouth. It's not as funny or creative as it was for the first 2 seasons, and definitely not as great, but it's probably better than Season 3. And whereas the other seasons were written cleverly and entertainingly by displaying the physical parts of puberty, this season ditches that and goes for more mental sides of things, like I said, with the anxiety arcs, which I honestly enjoyed and liked, like I said at the beginning of this video. If you want to know more of my thoughts on all of the seasons, come back on Thursday where I will be doing a ranking of all 4 Big Mouth seasons, ranked from the worst to the best. Season 4 is a 9 out of 10 and an A, but not an A- or an A+, just right there in the middle. And I would say if you have Netflix, stream it. It is just a great show. Alright guys, that is it for the review. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion, and you are free to comment down below. What did you think of Big Mouth Season 4, and what do you think of the series as a whole? Are you excited for Season 5? Comment down below, let me know. And also join me on Thursday when I will be ranking all 4 seasons of Big Mouth from the worst to the best. So please join me on Thursday when I will be ranking those seasons. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.